from That's How I Cookie Coach, and we're now ready for the final step in our cookie making process. We're gonna decorate. We are going to be using a glaze icing today, and the recipe for that glaze icing, I already have it made up here, is going to be 6 cups of powdered sugar. You're going to use 1/2 cup plus 1 tablespoon of milk or water. You're also going to use 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I like to use clear just so it doesn't change the color of my icing. Then I also use 3 tablespoons of a light corn syrup. That allows the icing to harden to an ability to be stacked, but when you bite into them, it still has a soft bite. It's not a hard, crunchy icing. And then I always like to add some white food coloring to mine, just a couple squirts. And the reason for that is because a glaze icing tends to have a little bit of a translucent look, but with that white food coloring, it gives it much more of a bright white color. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be dipping the cookies. This is a different technique than outlining and filling. It's a lot easier and it's a lot more fun to do with the kids. To me, it's really reminiscent of actually dyeing Easter eggs, but it's a lot more delicious and a lot less smelly. So I have my icing here, and I have a few different shallow bowls that I'm going to be using. I'm going to go ahead and pour just a little bit into each one. And this icing should be what I consider a 3 to 5 second icing. What that means is that if I drizzle it down and watch that drizzle, that I can count anywhere between 3 to 5 seconds before it melds right back in. So it's not so liquidy that it's going right back smooth, but it's also not so thick that you can see that drizzle for too long. That's a good consistency. I'm gonna go ahead and do each one, and I should have a little bit left over. I am choosing to use my soft gel paste colors. I have an assortment of colors here. Just like I said in the first video, feel free to use whatever food colorings you have. I have my toothpicks. These are actually my biggest tool here today, my most important tool here today. I am going to just put a little bit of food coloring on the end of my toothpick. Right now I'm using yellow. And I'm going to dot, 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 dot that in a few different spots. Then I'm going to use that toothpick to swirl that color around. I don't want to actually mix it so that I have a yellow icing. I just want to swirl it around the top there so that I can see the food coloring in a swirl. I personally like to do 2 colors at a time. So I'm going to add orange because I think that the orange and the yellow really complement each other. So I just did the same thing with the orange. And now you can see I have quite the swirl going there. I'm going to grab one of my cookies, and I'm just going to dunk it straight down, give it a little swirl there, a little zhuzh, so that I know it's all been touched by the icing and fully covered. And then I'm just going to let it drip for a little bit here, and ta-da! I really think that your kids are gonna like this. I think that your adults are gonna like this. My kids did some of these here with me, and they had so much fun. And like I said, it's really much easier than trying to be perfect and outlining them and filling them in. It's something that makes them feel like they're in charge. And of course, it doesn't have to be perfect. So if it starts to leak a little bit over the side, no big deal. I don't know about you, but I love icing, so the more the merrier. If there's a little coming down the sides, that's delicious. Right now I am getting my purple, and I'm going to give it a couple of dots just like I did with my other colors. Swirl it around. And I'm going to do my purple, I think, with my teal. That is a perfect combination. So same thing, give myself just a little bit here and swirl it around so that I have a cool little art piece here. Grab another cookie, straight into the icing. Zhuzh, zhuzh, zhuzh. And up we go. Let it drip. And beautiful. That one didn't quite make it all the way to the edges, but again, doesn't need to be perfect. One thing you could do if you wanted, give it another dip. And now we got a whole new masterpiece. Now I've got you a little closer up so that you can see what's actually going on in each bowl. I'm getting some pink icing, or excuse me, pink food coloring, and I'm gonna swirl that around. And you can stop there, but like I said, like to add a second color. Gives it even more of a rainbow, pretty tie-dye look. So I've chose purple. And there's really no rhyme or reason to this. Just give it a swirl wherever you like it. And then in goes my cookie, all the way down, back up. And there you go. So pretty. So I finished quite a few, but I know that if I don't save some for my kids to decorate, they're going to be pretty disappointed. I hope that you too decide to try these dipped Easter egg cookies, whether it's with your family or on your own to bring to a gathering. Either way, they're sure to be a crowd pleaser. And who knows, maybe you'll find yourself with a new Easter tradition. If you do decide to try them out, I would love to see your creations. Please post a photo in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That's how I cookie coach. Happy Easter!